Evening, Drac. How's it going? So, the goal tonight is going to be to see if I can get 4 or maybe more of my 150s through the featured instance, because featured instance rolled around this week to being Woe of the Willow. So because that's a quick 3-man, people are running it a lot. So before I even get started with that, I'm just gonna goof off on the daily bounties out here. See if people are... Oh, there we go. Some people look like they're actually leaving. There we go. This island is nice for basically little impromptu mini groups to go and do these bounty quests. And it gives time for people to be off work and start actually being around and looking for group to run the dungeons. Last night I ended up getting all 6 of my 150s through the featured instance, which was nice, and I got a couple of really good pieces of gear, including one for my hunter who badly needs gear. This minstrel is just determined to draw aggro, so you can have it. And let's see, are you going crab or tree next? Okay, she's going crab next. It's really interesting to have kind of watched the standard rotation for these 5 bounties set itself over time as far as the pattern that most people run them in. Because originally it was very variable to the order that different people did these bounty enemies in. And now it has largely settled into what I always thought of as pattern B, which is salamander first, tree last. Two down, 3 to go. Then I will check and see how LFF chat is going. I mean, it's nothing compared to the old numbers. Because after the stat squish, I am at 200,000 health at max level, and a fairly well geared max level as well. You just got ambushed by a stalker. This character is basically built all around, like not damage over times or anything like that, but just I crit or I don't do anything. It is very much a single attack, hope you crit, preferably hope you get a devastating crit build. But like this dude here has 851,000 health because he's a level 149 elite mob. By the time you hit 150, the numbers get big. But they're not in the millions anymore. Oh, and I got somebody who wants to follow me here. That is just fine. Any of these mobs that really want to follow us, they made their mistakes. What I love is that these mobs here, these bounty mobs, are basically like mini bosses, but they are stunnable. So a yellow line rune keeper just absolutely messes them up. And so does my red line champ, because I have 3 stuns on the champ. Alright, hopefully she's going to the tree. Yep, okay, good. Why are you mounting to go like 20 feet? Yes, come into my pile of runestones. Okay, maybe leave my pile of runestones because that hurt. Maybe I should not actually be tanking on a cloth-wearing character. Stop and thank the minstrel for their help before we go back and turn in all 5 bounties. That's going to get us close to 4,500 embers, so doing good, especially because I just spent a bunch of them the other day. And I'm probably going to have to be the one to start up the groups, so time to throw a message into LFF chat and see who we get.
It is a fine day indeed. Fair winds to you.
It seems like it always takes somebody to be the first one to start throwing group recruitment out into the chat, and then all of a sudden groups start forming right and left. Whoops, and my old entry is still up. So first off, is there anybody that I was running with last night who's online? No. Okay. All right, shout in LFF chat. And let's see what we get. Might be a little early still for people to be filing in, but we'll find out. Oh, I'm competing with somebody who's doing tier 3 6-man runs. So that might be why there's not a lot of people in LFF chat, because there's a big group out there. Yes, I might have to wait a little while before there's people on and looking for groups just yet. So I know when I was doing it last night, I was doing it an hour later, so I think I had just a better luck on people in Mountain and West Coast being on and playing. Well, in that case, what I'll end up doing is cycling another character through bounties if I don't get a bite here. And give it some time for people to actually be online and starting to run instances for the night. Give it 2 more minutes, toss another shout into looking for group chat, and if nothing comes of it, then plan B. Oh, and the Comb Forester event went live again today too, so there's people running that as well. Crap, I'm up against 2 big groups. Let's see. Alright, now we see if we get some bites or if it's just going to be quiet still. Or if everybody got a bunch of runs in last night and is on break. So I did see that last night, once I started putting my groups together, there were an absolute ton of other people putting together groups for the same thing. I think we ended up poaching a few of each other's listings, but there was a ton of Woe of the Willow run last night. And, yep, I'm thinking that it is too early to get bites. Well, maybe. There is one. And there is 2. So it just took a minute. Woe of the Willow incoming. So knock on wood, the loot is good tonight.
A fell sword calls forth evil spirits from the Barrow Downs. Only by destroying the sword can you stop the wood trolls.
And if not, got several more characters to run through. Okay, there's our minstrel, so scrolls go out. Come on, stay for buffs. Don't wander too far off. Good minstrel. Let's see, does minstrel have glowy hands? Minstrel has glowy hands. So we are running 3 DPS. Awesome. That might make the tree boss a little bit interesting. We might just have to ping pong aggro on this one. Okay, good. Nobody engaged the boss before we got everybody onto the island, so nobody got locked off. Which may have happened last night. Alright, come on, Hunter. If you pull aggro, bring them to the runestones. Oh. Do not get hit by sweeping limbs. That will... Oh. And we have an aerial hunter. But thankfully the boss was almost dead. I mean, yeah, hunter's gonna hunter. That is a truism in basically every game ever. He's got a decent health pool, but not a lot. So he's either a relatively new 150 or his gear could use some work. Or his virtues could use some work. Because he did get awfully low when that dude sent him flying. And the thing about that fight there is when the tree does his channeled AoE attacks like that have the knockback to them, if you get knocked back to the edge like that guy did because he didn't reposition, you end up getting knocked back basically into poison clouds. And even on just this like hold W and go tier 1 that we're running here, those poison clouds do a significant amount of damage, especially if you do not have high mitigations, and I do not think this hunter has high mitigations. Alright, so with 3 DPS, our goal here is just going to be to burn the Morgul Blade before we get overwhelmed by shades. And it should be pretty doable.
But if we strike it with everything we've got, even iron has to break. Let's bring the forest back to normal.
Ooh, somebody already hit the interrupt. Nice. I love it when somebody gets to the interrupts before I do. Okay, so we do not have as much DPS as groups yesterday did. So we're going to get some waves of ads. But thankfully, that's what runestones are for. Okay, almost 10, and there we go. Here comes old Tom.
Hey, Dole, merry Dole.
Isn't that
Old Grey Willow Man.
All right, so that is 1.
Now back to sleep. thorn nor sword.
So,
She's no people.
not going to make the mistake that we made, one of our groups made last night of leaving before we got the chest. Because you don't tend to get good loot out of the chest necessarily, but you'll usually at least get a tracery.
Well, never mind. It's time we went home and gave the Bounders good news.
But the big question is, did I roll loot on the chest? So survey says, womp womp. So didn't suck getting an enhancement rune box. And I did get a universal solvent, which is a useful crafting item. But I did not get one of the set pieces I was hoping to get out of here, because these drop pieces for gear sets. But this was just the first character. So all this account-bound gear now gets stashed in the bank so that I can transfer it over to my next light armor character. And I roll the dice a second time. Okay, that's all that gear. That is bound. Good, good. So now I go steal all that gear back out of the bank and see how long it takes to put group number 2 together. But usually what I find is that once the band-aid gets ripped off for people starting to put groups together, it rolls pretty nicely after that. Because you'll also get other people doing the same thing I'm doing, which is basically just cycling alts through doing these quick ones at tier 1. Oh, but I definitely do not want to be doing any of this from the Bloody Eagle, because that would not work. Okay, that's much better. Am I missing a piece of... No, I think I've got everything. Okay, good. I need to get a couple more pieces of Ember's gear for my light armor set, because I do still have some kind of leftover crap. Like a couple of my characters are still wearing some yellow leveling gear in a few slots, and that's just bad. Okay, here we go with take 2. Let's see. Now, see how many times I'm going to have to shout for groups before people start coming in. just in case anybody is actually looking at group requests. Oh, there's first one. So we've got a brawler, aptly named UFC. So one more and we're good to go. I mean, honestly, well, it's got 195k morale. I don't know if we'd want to duo it, to be honest. I think that would probably be better left to a full 3. Unless that's a red line brawler with 195k, but that's borderline for a heavy armor 150. Let's see what he's got. Oh, he's still wearing some some 141 gear and some 140 gear. Yeah, he's definitely still gearing this character up. But it's one of the things we do these for is gearing alts or gearing fresh 150s. I think technically we could probably run with just the 2 of us because I am a lore master, so I have a pet. But it would be nice to be able to get a full group, even though that's just 3. Did I? Okay, good. I did actually put essences in my gear, and oh my god, why do I still have this? I'm just going to pretend that that is not what I have in my offhand, and nobody saw that I'm still using that. I do not have anything better. Alright, I am definitely going to have to just craft something when my weaponsmith gets to the point where they can crit craft at 150. And send another feeler out there, see if I can get us one more. It is just barely after 6, so I don't think we have the West Coasters or the mountain people on, or the mountain people on yet. Is mountain even really a legitimate time zone? Does anybody live in the mountain time zone, or is it just a myth? That's been my contention for a long time, is that the mountain time zone is just a conspiracy. I mean, I've known people that claim they actually live in the mountain time zone, but none of them have ever been able to give me definitive proof. let's see. I'm gonna check with the brawler and see if he wants to just duo this. I'm pretty sure we can. We just won't have to. We'll have to not be quite so gung-ho about it. But I'll make sure to save Murder of Crows for the second boss.
In the heart of the old forest.
And yeah,
Spirits from the Barrow Downs.
we'll go with the
Only
Boglurker.
by destroying the sword can you stop the wood troll's blight from spreading and end the forest's misery.
And, you know, if we get somebody, oops, stay here, UFC. Oh. Because we went in undermanned, it automatically set us down. So I'm going to relaunch at 3, even though we only have 2. So it. Okay, whoa, the Willow, size 3. Yes, we want to run it at 3. So as soon as he is out, I'll be able to launch. There we go. 3, because you have to run it at max size to get the featured instance loot at the end. There we go, featured instance.
Everything looks so twisted, like the forest itself is angry.
As soon as I saw the summoning horn up, that was like, hang on a second. Let's see, so I got battle lore off. We'll definitely want warding lore before we pull the boss. So, here we go. Oh. Let's see. All right, we picked up a 3rd, so we've got a warden. What's up, Poteen? What is good? Doing some more featured instances. Ran it on my Runekeeper, and now we're doing it on the Lore Master here. Oh, nice. This guy's dual boxing. Just so long as we all get credit. Stick the brawler on follow and let's go.
Pesky vermin! These woods are ours! You cannot stop the march of Ogmar. Thordor will see it done.
Okay. Will you please attack? Thank you. There you go.
Promised.
Did we break the boss? We broke the boss.
That'll teach him not to underestimate us. we've got further to go before we reach the sword and Old Man Willow.
There is a bug that can happen in certain instances. I mean, we all blame Stance. Like, this is a known thing. There is a bug in certain instances where I'm pretty sure it spawned the boss as a level 1, and it's going to be really interesting to see what we get for these mobs right here. It did the level 1 the bug. It did this to us in the first part of Gwathan Roast when we ran that forever ago. We had the entire first room all spawned as level 1. So this is just going to be a free loot run, basically. We really are. Like, this is just absolutely not fair. I don't know if it will do the same to the sword, the Morgul blade at the end, because I think that is a fixed... It did. It only has a 1k morale. And because we're not doing this for actual boss loot, we're just doing it for the featured instance loot,
Old Grey Willow,
I'm fine with it.
do your mischief. Go now back to sleep and don't be
Because
awake.
really what we want is when Tom finishes up here, he does his thing, and because it is the featured instance, we get the box of ancient treasures. So even though the actual instance loot's basically crap, what we care about is, does the box of ancient treasures roll loot? Okay, so once we get out of here, survey says, well, yes and no. So I'm over 2 tonight on getting actual set piece gear from the boxes. You've only got about a 25% chance for one of the boxes to drop one of the set pieces, but it drops something that can often be better than a set piece of gear. Dropped a sealed legendary tracery box. So I am not going to complain about that. That is absolutely a worthwhile run. But yeah, the funny thing is, because it spawned all of them at the low level, instead of things like the high level sellables, like the junk loot that they drop, or any of the actual gear pieces, they dropped barrow treasures. They dropped the 30-point Men of Bree faction rep items. Oh, comedy gold. Okay, so that means that stash the gear back in, but these pieces here, these gear set items, are what you run the featured instances for at 150, because it gives you basically item level 512 purple gear. And they're sets too. So the 2-piece set bonus is 321 vitality. The 3-piece is 3700 crit rating, and the 4-piece, if you get, is 6% run speed. So these are just great account bound, like starter 150 level gear sets you can get. So it makes it absolutely worth running these. And ring. Okay, all of my will gear is safely stashed. Now I'm going to hop over to the hunter and see if I have any luck on him, because he's the character that I really, really badly need gear on. And when I ran it last night, I got the chest piece out of here, which was just a stupidly big upgrade for him. So we'll see what I get this time around. He is still wearing almost exclusively like crap I picked up while leveling from quests. Yep, that's my new chest piece right there. Technically, I suppose I should use my tailor and craft this guy some kind of filler gear, but it's more fun trying to get him as drops, and I don't want to waste the good mats, especially because that's usually how it goes. As soon as you break down and craft gear, that's when you start getting drops. Oh, dang it. I didn't put my, did I put it someplace wrong? Nope. I did not transfer the task carry-all to shared storage. Oh well. Right, and now we repeat the routine of shouting an LFF chat. And see what bites we get. But yeah, this is the chess piece that dropped. Oh, there we go. Oh, awesome, it's Junglist. Ran some stuff with him last night. He's another one of those guys who you just kind of see around the server a bunch. So, I've kept seeing him in the same areas I've gone through a bunch of times, and ended up grouping with him last night. I think I grouped with him and maybe one of his alts for runs last night. Seems like a good guy, plays his minstrel well. All right. And now the always fun thing of, do we get a third quickly? Or do we have to do the thing that I hate doing and advertise looking for group in world chat rather than in LFF chat? That's the thing that I just hate, when people flood world chat with looking for group because they just can't use LFF. But I think not everybody reads LFF. I gotta see if he wants to just hop in and start clearing. Oh dang, he's crafting good food. That's one thing that I've got to start doing at some point in time, is actually getting the recipes to do these high quality food items and start making them. Dang. Oh, he's doing his Zumbar crafting dailies. Do you have to cook teal food to make the crate of cooked food for the dailies? Oh, I hope not. That would be rough. So I know for the crafting quests for the other professions that I've seen, you just have to make the baseline yellow goods, but all I saw him crafting there was teal for the food. Saw somebody hop in, come online for the Akin, but they're a lobby, so probably can't pull them into a level 150 dungeon run. Oh, there we go. There is a hunter. So, 3-person, launch now.
In the heart of the old forest.
Awesome. So here is number 3.
Downs. Only by destroying the sword can you stop the wood troll's blight from spreading and end the forest's misery.
And start with the killing. So this is just going to be all range DPS for this run. Because having run with Junglist, I know what he does. He is a DPS mini. He is a really good DPS mini. right now. Don't let the other hunter get left behind, junglist. Don't do it.
Pesky vermin. These woods are ours. You cannot stop the march of Ongmar. Thordor
Okay.
will see it done.
So really what we're going to be doing here is basically just ping-ponging this guy back and forth.
Fall before us.
And I am not going to go flying into poison. Haha.
Witness our might. Fall before us. But Ador.
Yep. Ping pong strategy, 3-range DPS. It works.
That'll teach him not to underestimate us. We've got further to go before we reach
492
the
purple
sword
necklace.
and Old Man Willow.
Man, a lot of even just the like kind of junk loot that comes out of here would actually be upgrades for this guy. Makes me kind of bummed that I didn't get a necklace drop off that boss, because I probably would have used it. Like the loot that I will turn my nose up at on my champ or captain or stuff like that, this guy would absolutely take it. Okay, all three of us in. So this should be a much faster blitzing of the Morgul Blade than the first one. Not than the second one, but you know, that's an unfair comparison.
And I don't think we ought to touch it either. But if we strike it with everything we've got, even iron has to break.
2 hunters and a DPS mini should basically just shred this thing. And in theory, we can just ignore the ads and burn the sword, because it's almost at the point where it's going to go. Nobody else is in bad shape, so I'm just going to keep burning. Because hunter's going to hunter.
Hey, Dole, merry Dole.
Isn't that...
Old Grey Willow Man, mind you your mischief. Go now back to sleep and don't.
Okay, let's see. Can I roll loot?
Tom sees no difference.
So, Curus of the Old Forest doesn't really do me much good, because I got the good drop yesterday, but in the box is...
Never mind. It's time we went home.
Hell yeah.
Good
Hunter is going 2 for 2. So I'm going to go ahead and leave group so that I can teleport out. But I got the drop I was hoping for. So both of the pieces of gear that have a chance of dropping out of this week's boxes for medium armor, I have gotten on the Hunter. Do I have an essence to put in? No, because this guy doesn't have any essence drops, so I won't have a basic essence yet. So, Drac, I appreciate the pun. I really do. I see what you did there. But on a slightly more serious note, yes, each weekly featured instance that's in the rotation, the box at the end has a chance of dropping one of two pieces. So this week is chest and gloves of varying different sets. I think there's 3 different sets. So in this particular case, I did get both, being the Swift Remembered Rivals set, so I will get the 2-piece when I equip the gloves. And the current gloves I have, compared to the gloves that just dropped, are sort of a nice little upgrade there. Going from just mediocre 504 yellows to 512 purples with an essence slot. Gonna say, yeah, that was 100% worth it. And that also gives me my 2-piece. So just on top of it, it gives me 321 more vitality. I still wish I had essences on this character that were any good, but I'm just going to keep using up these crappy level 140 essences so that I have something to do with them other than sell them. Because it is better than nothing. Yeah, this guy I have not gone through and done a clearing of like old items on, which I usually do when I hit 150 so I can start gathering. Like you can see, I haven't had him stash any of his crafting materials yet. I haven't gotten rid of old hunter buff items yet. These are like level 95 stuff. And then I have a lot of these like box of clothing dye and things like that. He is one of my more recent 150s, and he's one that I don't play seriously yet, just because Hunter is kind of a goof-off character for me. Okay, let's wait for the screen to come up. And run the champ through next. Going to go from one extreme to the other. My truly isn't geared or built low character to my has good shit character. And just for Poteen, I'm going to run this in blue line. Because champ tanking is fun. Okay. Blue line, go. Okay, let's see what we got. All right, go, champ, tank, go. I think that's all my tanking pieces I normally switch to. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, feelers sent out. Let's see who bites. Did I equip my right legendaries? Tanking and tanking, yes. Yesterday I got caught with my spec changed, but my legendaries not, and got stuck in combat, and that did not go well. Okay, here is first victim. Oh, they're in a private encounter. So I'll have to get them in when they're done doing whatever they're doing. Okay, there we go. Okay. So we've got a hunter coming with us, and they're obviously pretty well geared because they got 241k morale. So either they're a very strange yellow line spec, or they've got good gear. That gives us 2 of 3. Just need one more victim and we're good to go. And there we go. Let's see what we got. We got another champ. And Woe of the Willow is go.
In the heart of the old forest, a fell sword calls forth evil spirits from the Barrow Downs. Only by destroying the sword can you stop the wood troll's blight from spreading and end the forest's misery. Everything looks so twisted, like the forest itself is angry. The sword can't be too far from here.
Seriously, right into a stun. Jerk move. I really wish I wasn't rooted. Okay, what's still up? Nothing.
Pesky vermin. These woods are ours. You cannot stop the march of Angmar.
Oh, we absolutely can stop the march of Angmar.
Fall before us. Witness our might.
Another thing I love about champ tanking is just the sheer amount of survivability cooldowns I have. Back up the full health, sucker. And now shielded.
Fall before us. Witness our might.
And at this point, he's pretty well stuck to me. Aside from the parts where, even though he's still aggroed on me, he does his I'm gonna run off and hit somebody thing. That's just kind of a scripted thing where it doesn't matter who has aggro, he's gonna go to somebody else.
That'll teach him not to underestimate us. We've got further to go before we reach the sword and Old Man Willow.
And man, this, I think it's the hunter up there. This hunter is absolutely a press W and go. Because he was not even waiting for us to loot. He was just go, go, go. Oh, these roots are so obnoxious. That is one definite drawback about melee is if you get rooted, you're pretty much standing there. If you're lucky you have a bow that you can auto shot with.
And I don't think we ought to touch it either. But if we strike it with everything we've got, even iron has to break. Let's bring the forest back to normal.
Dual champion horn stuns there. Anything that I didn't get, the other champ absolutely got. So there's that. Okay, almost done. Gotta clobber one more time. Oh, the other champ beat me to that one.
Hey dole, merry dole. Old Grey Willow
So that's one of the reasons why I really like champ tanking, is that you have so much control of your own survivability with your cooldowns.
Tom sees no difference.
So in a small group like this, it's much more viable to run 2 DPS in a tank than it is with some other tanks.
Well, never
Now,
mind.
even though I
This
don't
time we might
really
have to make the boundary
technically
wood
need any of this gear, as far as the heavy armor goes, might have still gotten something. Oh, well, all I got out of this one from the end box was just an enhancement rune, which doesn't suck, but could have been better. All right, go ahead and swap back into non-tank spec. Now that that silliness is over with. And put all my gear back in storage. And wait for character select to catch up. Someday. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna end up doing one more. I'm gonna take the captain. And after we get the captain run through, I'm gonna switch over to my mid-level captain and run through a little bit more of Helm's Deep. So mix in some leveling along with the instancing for loot. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, and now we pull gear. So captain is still in healing spec. So we will go blue cappy. Now, it would be neat if other people actually started doing group advertisements, but so far I'm still not seeing them. I think I've been the only one putting groups together tonight. Everybody else is doing other stuff. I was hoping that when I started doing it, it would end up like it did last night, where that just kind of opened the floodgates towards a bunch of people putting groups together. Okay, that is all my pieces. I've got essences in my banner, which is good because I did not have those last time. Ended up running basically statless statless standards. Take a quick peek. Nobody on there. Okay. Let's see how long this takes to get 2 more suckers. And while I'm waiting, stop and pet the cats. Let's see. Oh, that's a quest starter. I'll go ahead and take it. I don't think I've done any of these quests on this character. Starts quest chapter 2. I haven't finished chapter 1. And yeah, I've got a full set there. While I'm waiting, I may as well hop out to the aisle. I think I might have exhausted LFF chat for a little while.
Greetings, kind traveler.
So I'm just going to take a quick run out to Bellinzel and see if people are doing bounties out here. Because then at least I'm not doing nothing. Something to earn me some embers. But I'm almost back up to 5K. Oh, somebody looking for a summon out to bounties. I will be a nice, because I am a captain. Great joys of being a captain is you can taxi folks. Oh, there's the hunter from my last group there. So he's gotten out to the island, is doing bounties now. Alright, so now off in search of seeing who's doing what out here. Seriously, one of the stealth mobs has already poked at me. Just tried to send my pet in when I don't have a pet summoned, so that's how things are going today. And I'll just hang out here and see who shows up. But right now, chat is debating the merits of pineapple on pizza versus pulled pork. And pineapple salsa on pulled pork. So world chat's gone weird tonight. Come on, people, don't make me kill these things in a healing spec. Alright, apparently we're gonna have to kill these things in a healing spec. We're buffed up. Don't have food. Oh, there we go. Oh, and it is the person we summoned before. Oh, I am not red line. I need to actually put my mark on somebody. That would probably help. And I think I'm probably just going to go ahead and invite this person to group, because if we're here killing the same stuff, I'd kind of like it if my heals went to them. Because it beats the heck out of them going to my archer. Oh, and my herald has pulled aggro. That'll happen. So I'm wondering if this person is not a DPS spec, but they don't seem to have enough health to be a tank spec. But they have too much health to necessarily be a brand new 150. I have the confused. But at any rate, we will whittle this thing down. But they're a brawler, so if they're in red line, they should be doing a lot more damage than we're doing to the crab. And if they're in blue line, they should have more health at 150 even with crab gear. It's just Protos though. Plus, I like their name, Disturbed Seriously. So, they win on style points if nothing else. The Proto Beast should go quicker. Other people are Xing an LFF chat when nobody's actually advertising for a group. People are just like putting in an X. What are you gonna get invited for? Nobody's been advertising for anything. Okay, yeah, I really do wonder about this person's gear. I wonder if they're a very brand new geared 150 tanking brawler, which is why their morale is so low without buffs. Well, they're up to 250 with all of my buffs, so maybe? But if they were a tanking brawler, they shouldn't have lost aggro on the beast there. I am now still very confused by this person's build and gear and stuff. I mean, they're pulling aggro from me, but that's not exactly, you know, hard to do. I am a blue line captain. I am not here to do damage. I'm here to buff and throw heals. Okay, Crow is down. We picked up a Runekeeper tagging along as well. That's why the bird went down so much quicker, because we had an actual legit DPS show up and start blasting. Okay, switch marks so that we get some extra DPS. This is the nice thing about having a captain spec where you have all 3 marks, is you can rotate them over the course of a fight if you need to give extra DPS at the beginning and then swap out heals if you need. And go turn this in. And this might not be a night where I get all my featured instances in, because LFF chat, just a tad on the dead side.
Fair winds to you. Fair winds to you. Fair winds to you. Hoy.
But I am almost back up to 5,000 embers.
Fine day indeed.
And I got some stuff to dump in the task board real quick. Let's see. Cetos skins. And... oh, did I already do task on this character? I did. Well, rats. That would explain that. Let's see. Who is looking for... people looking for other stuff for tier 3. And no featured instance stuff. Well, I think what I'm going to end up doing is just swap gear off this character now rather than sitting around and pushing my luck for more instances. So it goes. All this back in the bank. It's a good thing I have a lot of shared storage. Okay, that's all cleared because the pants stay on the captain. And I'm going to hop over to the other captain and do some quick leveling. It's got some more work to do in Helm's Deep. Hopefully hit 95. Probably won't hit 95 tonight, actually, come to think of it. I think he's only like halfway through 94. All right, back into Rohan we go. And I'd like to make some at least decent progress getting this character into the point where I go through the Paths of the Dead and start getting to make my way towards Dol Amroth. Because it has been a little bit since I've taken a character through that kind of high 90s into the 100s level range and then out of there. So, yep, Stoke is the next place I need to go. And I did grab the Stable Master. So as long as I get to Edoras, I should be fine to get to Stoke.
How can I be of service?
So let's see where we can go. Edoras, perfect.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Alright, so back into Stoke, and I'm going to catch up with Corridan, our elf buddy.
Fortunes turn for the worse.
Oh, and so looks like the person we're chasing dropped their blood red ruby brooch, which was the kind of identifying thing we were trying to use to recognize and track them. Oops. Alright, so we're going to take the brooch into the head of the town, see if we can get some more info here. Maybe let them know, hey, you've got somebody hanging around here who kind of up to no good. Help us find him? Maybe.
Maintain the peace and do no harm to my people or their lands, and you will be welcome.
Alright, so she's going to send us back to the gate to talk to the gate guard and see if he saw anything, and basically with the instruction to, okay, no, actually talk to us, please. Because we've got permission to bug you. Overland route, go. Spoilers, but boy, isn't that a familiar looking face.
You say you look for someone. I've seen scores come through this gate today.
All right, so we say we don't have a perfect description of them, but we give them what we have. Say, all right, cool. You can search around town for clues. See what you find. So we're gonna go scavenger hunting here. I think I remember where a few of the clues we're looking for are. Okay, here's one, pile of disturbed earth. So some sort of a scuffle around here. And then there's a broken banner over here by the stables. And booted footprints. So prints in the mud at the base of the fence, and then I think there's something over here past the horses, if I remember right. There's a helm someplace, and I do not remember where it is. Oh, scattered leaves here. There we go, abandoned helmet. All right, so we're gonna talk to the kid here.
Are you looking for the man who dropped that helmet?
All right, so the kid says that the person who dropped the helmet we just found bailed out to the west. So we go report back in what we found. And let the Reeve know, yeah, you have some sketchy stuff going on in your town.
You say this child saw the man for whom you seek, and he has joined the orcs?
Okay, get ourselves a nice helmet upgrade here.
The orcs have launched attacks on Stoke before now, but we must not remain idle.
And let's see, we've got a tracer. Is that any good? And it's not one we're going to use. Okay, so we're going to go kill some orc raiders. And let's see what we can find. I think these are pretty much just all around town here. Yep, okay. Find a gap in the fence I can sneak through. Nope. Gate's right here, though. So I should be able to find some down in these burnt out areas, and ideally not have to be on the idiot pony to do so. But we'll see. Oh yeah, I think there are camps out in these areas that are also going to spawn auto-bestow quests too. So I think if I go to the camp a little ways up here, I'll be able to get my orc kills and get the extra quests. Yeah. Because I think these guys all count. And I think the guys at the camp, I won't have to be riding around on the war steed to try and catch and kill. Because all these guys here are mounted. Because once again, they really, really wanted you to be doing mounted combat in this expansion still. In Helm's Deep, they had not yet come to the conclusion that it was time to drop that system. So I think this camp might have enemies that count towards my kills. So I might be able to get a batch here. Oh, no, this is the camp. It is further on in that has enemies. That means I don't know if I'll get the auto bestow quest yet, because the camp didn't have any quests for me. But these guys do count, so if nothing else, I'll be able to get credit from the orcs that are in this area here. And Dunlendings, I think, I believe I have a deed for them, or will have a deed for them. There we go. There's a deed. And holy cow, okay, these guys hurt a little bit if I'm not actually paying attention to my cleanses and such. I should pay attention to things. Who'd have thought? Okay, get me some orcs. Yeah, apparently for these guys, I'm actually going to have to do stuff like use my marks on them to get that incoming healing going. Or maybe the ones at the front gate were just built different and these guys are chumps. That's also a distinct possibility. Like, I just ran into the only good competent mobs this place has right at the beginning. Okay, that is 4 of 8 of my orcs and half-orcs. Yeah, I'm not getting auto-bestowed quests, so I have the sneaking feeling that the quest I was thinking of actually do come out of that Rohirrim camp that I passed through that didn't have any quests for me yet. Probably because it's all part of a chain. Like, this guy here is one of the mobs in that quest chain. I'm just going to go ahead and kill him because technically, for me, he counts for the Slayer deed and for the quest. So, double credit. There's a nice little concentration of them there. What the heck? I'll just go in, and what happens, happens. Yeah, I really wonder if the ones at the gate were just like super mobs or if I was really that bad to start off with. It's entirely possible that I was just that rusty. Okay, that is all the stuff I needed. Got all my kills and got a torn map from the last one of them. So go back and talk to the Reeve and Stoke. Yeah, and pull out the idiot pony to make the ride a little quicker. And I don't feel quite so bad because I have not seen in LFF chat since I swapped over to the captain here. I haven't seen a single person putting together a featured instance group like I was putting together earlier. So seems like for the evening that might have died with me. Okay, can I ride the idiot pony all the way through the doors of the Reeves Hall? Oh, dang it, they're closed. I was hoping somebody might have left them open.
You return to sorrowful news. Wigbold has been murdered.
Oops. We left town and the front gate guard got murdered, who was kind of our witness.
It was Wigbold. I remember his big red beard.
Now, important thing there, kid just said it was Wigbald and the kid knew it was him because of Wigbald's big red beard. The person we went and talked to at the front gate, who we were told was Wigbald and sent us searching for clues, had long blonde hair and a short blonde beard. So we're gonna go check the body and see if he's the person that we talked to. Spoiler alert, he's not. We're going to wait for the hamsters to catch up first, though. Apparently the game does not like having to try and load ancient Helm's Deep assets into memory. Things it hasn't probably had to load for a while. What are you doing playing the level 90s content, dude? Don't make us load this stuff. Okay, so Wigbald's body should be over here-ish someplace. There we are. So this is very definitely not the person that we talked to at the gate. But all of the clues that we found did sort of match up to that. Mud, stuff showing he'd been dragged, etc. So let's go back to the gate and talk to the Wigbald we talked to before. And yeah, he's gone. Because of course. It was the person we were chasing here, and he killed Wigbald, took his place, and sent us on a wild goose chase.
We have been deceived. The man we spoke to was not Wigbold.
Yes, catch up, Cordon. We just said that. All right, so we're going to go talk to the Reeve and basically report our colossal fuck up. But, you know, in our defense, nobody was calling out that this dude that nobody knew was hanging out guarding your gate. So it's not entirely all on us. All right, we're gonna go break the bad news.
The man you pursue must be made to pay for his crimes.
All right, and so she is convinced that he's gone to the Stone Deans.
Stone Deans. They must be warned of the danger he poses.
Yep, so she's going to send us there to try and keep him from doing damage there. So we're going to go to Woodhurst as our next town. And again, not stopping and doing the side questy stuff around here. Just going to keep pushing the story forward. So, Stone Deans. I think if I go more or less the direction I'm facing now. Can I make it over? Oh, dang it, I fell. That was about to be an epic shortcut, and then I fell and ruined it at the end. Okay, so Torsbury is where I just was. That's the camp. So I can pretty much just cut overland here. So I don't think there's a travel point I need to pick up between me and Woodbury. At least not on this portion of the zone. And yeah, we are definitely leaving that dude alone. Just go ahead and pass on that, because I don't want to deal with the warband. They are just a royal pain if you're not mounted and if you're not a ranged character. Okay, so this place kind of messed up. Not going to stop and kill anything here. I'm just going to go around town. We weren't here. We didn't see anything. We couldn't have helped anybody. We're just going to move on. We weren't here. You know, heroic and stuff. But I have another quest to do, so I'm not going to stop and do side quests. Just going to cruise through and enjoy the Rohan soundtrack. And of course it's foggy and raining, so we don't get much of a good view here. But that's Woodhurst in the distance there. Okay, of course, our crew beat us here.
This looks like any other village of the Horse Lords to me.
Yeah, they're all kind of one and the same, Nona. You're not wrong.
So near to Dunland, many of the folk of this town share ancestry with the Dunlanding tribes.
Yeah, don't tell them that. That is not a way to make friends in some place like this. Hey, do you know you're basically related to the Dunlandings? Alright, so before I go and continue the quest, gonna take a quick detour here to grab the stable master. Oh, apparently this is an auto unlock.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Which does make me wonder if I could have just ridden straight here, but oh well. Okay, so where is it sending me? Oh, it's sending me to the hideout. So I need to go into this farmhouse here and down into the cellar. the things that you still remember after all these years. The little ladder down to the cellar here.
The blood of the hill tribes flows through me, but they are no longer my people.
So apparently we got here a little bit late. Some stuff happened. The mead hall is basically held captive by some tribesmen, and
You wish to help? Good.
we need to go help clear stuff out, but not attack it directly yet. So first, we're going to clear out some of the Dunlendings who are just kind of in the general area so that reinforcements aren't a thing for these guys. So they should just kind of be scattered all through this area, but if we head down this way, kind of into the lower town area, there's a whole bunch of roughs down here. And they're basically like bandits who have taken over part of the town, more or less. So we can just go get our kills down here and not have to, again, deal with, you know, running around trying to find enough mobs or mounted combat or any of that. We're just going to take these guys out. There might be something good in the backpack, so I'll check it. As it turned out, not really. Okay, that is 7 of 10 Dunlendings, so kind of keep pressing on here, get myself a few more. And this should be 8, 9, and 10. Nice of them to cluster up in a group of 3 for me. Alright, now we go back and dip back into the hideout and let folks know, well, we thinned them out somewhat, but there's a lot more of them back here. And that will give us some pretty significant upgrades to our boots, because apparently I have not updated this character's boots in many levels. At some point in time, I really need to actually take a look at his gear and see where his biggest gaps are, because I'm starting to have some bad gear lag.
Cannot defeat us, me and my son. We are invincible. It is true. An old soothsayer lives among the mounds and speaks words of prophecy.
So yeah, basically we're replacing item level 72 boots with item level 164. It's maybe been a little while. Alright, so we're gonna go meet up with Horn and go see the soothsayer. Because you got to have wise counsel before you storm a mead hall that's been captured by Dunlendings. It only makes sense.
Herobrand is a fool to believe the words of this soothsayer.
Alright, so Horn's not entirely convinced by the whole soothsayer thing.
A soothsayer lives in this land? I am filled with delight.
And Nona is 100% on board. So we have sort of a split opinion as to going to see a soothsayer. And we also have allergies.
Let us see what Hildegard has to say of your own future.
All right, so now we have a little interval, or interlude, not interval.
Herobrand may believe the words of this soothsayer, but I will not fall for her trickery.
And as always, it's dark in here. Use your lantern. That's what it's there for. Right, so we're going to follow them further in, and Herobrand cautions us to be courteous to her. The funny thing is, you know he's talking more to Nona, although it's Horn who's going to be the asshole. She's so tiny, why can't you make actual humans this small? Alright, so now we get to introduce ourselves to the soothsayer here. And if I remember right, this is one where it actually gives us some choices as to our answers. Much that you have done is already known to me. It wasn't me, you can't prove anything. I had reasons for everything I did, and don't keep the receipts. So she wants to know what adventuring discipline I call my own. So you got the choice between I am the most inspiring of captains, I am but a captain of men, or I have nothing to say. This case, like, we're a brash dwarf. I mean, I am the most inspiring of captains. So she's a little bit amused by that. Horn is 100% not buying any of this. Herobrand is basically saying, dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wise woman. So now we get asked, do we believe the fortune teller? I don't know if it's a gift. Like, if you really could see, you know, the future and all that kind of stuff, I really don't know that gift would be the way to describe that. As she's pointing out, like, that can be rough sometimes. So Nona goes to talk to her because Nona is the one who legitimately believes here. Shut up, Horn. All right, now Horn's going to butt in, and he kind of, he's not buying any of this. He's saying prove it. And Horn has had enough, and he dips. And Nona's getting a little bit frustrated with her dude because he was not polite, which is, you know, completely fair to be annoyed with here. Like, he did kind of embarrass her and us in front of the soothsayer. And the soothsayer is basically giving Nona a whole bunch of visions of bad news. All right, so Nona is firmly convinced that she can keep that from coming to pass. You know, because fighting fate and destiny is always a thing in heroic fantasy, right?
We must do something. I need time to think.
So she's worried she's going to lose Horn.
Lies.
And Horn is having absolutely none of it. So we have two very different takes on our visit to the soothsayer here from our friends. And dip back in, talk to Harebrand.
How do you understand?
And he's convinced that that was all
Travel south
a good
to
outcome.
meet with my son, Herefara.
Right, so he's going to send us on to the next town, and because we're not stopping and doing side quests, we're going to do exactly that. There are actually a lot of side quests that technically we can do here, but we are doing none of them. We're just going straight to the next main quest. And zoom. Alright, here's our next little area. So we've arrived at Brockridge and should now find Herefora. So I believe that is a gate guard over here. Yes. Here we go. So here's Harebrand's son, who's a guard out here.
Unending raiding parties cross the mountains.
And they're saying, yeah, we've definitely seen Dunlending raiding parties. So we're going to go check in with the Thane here because, you know, that's what you do when you get to a new settlement is you make sure you actually talk to the Thane. And this place is totally set up for defense already. Like, the people here have been busy getting this place ready.
You come from Edoras. What news?
Alright, so he's happy to see us, but he is definitely not doing so good. So we're not going to get much out of him. Check back in with our crew here.
You spoke of the Falcon Clan to me not long after we first met.
Alright, so he's saying Nona believes she can find the Falcon Clan raiding party.
I know the mark of the Winged Talon. That is the sign of the Falcon Clan.
Yeah, so she's convinced that it's hers and hers alone.
A search for the Falcon Clan.
So basically, at this point, we're going to split the party because that's always something that goes well. Is some are going to go after the Falcon Clan. The rest of us are going to ride to Helm's Dyke, which is basically the entrance to Helm's Deep here to the south. So we are going to war steed this up. Yeah, skip the side quests. I know we can pick them up, but we're still in teal territory here, whereas the quest is starting to get back into white. So we're getting better on our level here. And untrack that because it's going to mess with me because Fangorn is nearby. Not going to do the Ritus Visengard starter quest. Or rather, the Fangorn starter quest. I am going to just keep doing the Helm's Deep stuff. I'm probably going to get dismounted here. Yep. Can't jump the river. But crossing this river, we're now back to the point where the enemies have gotten a little tougher, so we're back to fighting on level stuff because these are level 94 wargs here. So we have caught back up level-wise with the kind of story in general and us. And the nearest travel point to where we're actually going to be going is Grimslade. So this is a really good one to pick up while you're out here. Because this is how you can get to and from the area quickly to do these quests before you have Helm's Deep that you can go to. So I'm going to take a detour here, and basically rather than going right to Helm's Dyke, I'm going to go to Grimslade. Because there's nothing quite like getting sidetracked, leaving and going to another spot, then coming back and realizing that there is no good way to get to your next quest objective without like riding all the way across the land. It's just saving future me some hassle. Okay, if I remember right, Grimslade is on the other side of this river, so yep, I just need to jump across here. And here we go.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Oh, apparently there is swift travel in Helm's Dyke. I don't remember that being there, but clearly I'm an idiot. I think I just always used to come here because there are those side quests, and I would get here before I was leveled. Because there's all these like 92, 93 quests. But we're just going to head straight to Helm's Dyke and grab the stable there. Oh yeah, there is a stable down through the gate and to the left. I always forget about that until I come back here. Is that there is that little kind of guard outpost there that does have a stable master. No, we're not going to stop and fight birds. Sorry, I'm just going to go straight through all these guys. But I need to go a little further, because that would just take me in a loop. Hopefully that Uruk doesn't get me. Nope. I'm out. Can't catch me. All right, this road should curve around here and start leading me to Helm's Dyke. Yep, perfect. And do a little bit of an overland cut here because there'll be some orcs here, but none of them should be mounted, so none of them should be able to keep chase and catch me. But yeah, through the gates of Helm's Dyke up ahead, on the other side of all of the fortifications here, there is a stable master down by the little garrison. So I could have just gone straight here. And before I talk to those guys... Oh, no, I couldn't have because it's not unlocked until you do the thing. That's right. There is a reason why I did that first. And I don't think I can even get into Helm's Deep yet either. I'm just going to take a quick detour. Plus, it's cool to see Helm's Deep. Like, for as relatively old as this is in the game, this is still cool and impressive. So I don't know if I can actually get a stable master in here yet, because I don't think this is the fully open and populated Helm's Deep. Yep.
These are desperate times
Awesome.
for the Rohirrim.
So Helm's Dyke isn't opened up to me yet as far as having a stable master, but Helm's Deep is, so I can do this. So now I wonder, do I actually have...
These lands are not to be traveled lightly.
Alright, so I've got a lot of tokens. But I'm not friend yet with them. What about Helmingus?
Wanderers to equip themselves well.
Nope. And that's probably largely because I haven't been doing side quests. So I have a bunch of tokens. I just don't have...
What news do you bring, traveler?
Oh, wow. Apparently I have... Oh, Stars of Merit. This is the stuff from Epic Battles. And so they're account bound, which is why I have enough to get some of these pieces. But I am not level 100 on this character yet. Wonder what it looks like. That's the legendary. Item level 196. That is not bad. Might actually have to burn some of my currency to do that when I get back here. But at any rate, this is going to be a good stopping point. I got to Helm's Deep. I'm ready to advance the next part of the story forward when I get there. And let's see who's on and doing stuff. I know that I saw... Blood's online.